What's kept me here is that there's been a change every few years, unanticipated and actually not even sought for really, but it's always been a new challenge. It's always been very interesting. It's always been the kind of work I really want to do. I had an advisor. He suggested I work at this camp in Ontario called Camp Towie, which was a camp for kids with learning disabilities, 8 to 12 years old at the time. And I went to that camp, and that's what sort of got me started. I couldn't believe these kids who had learning disabilities, who had been called all kinds of things, who had some tremendous skills and abilities and talents if you knew how to get to them. So I guess the spark originally started with that group. Students have a lot more challenges, I think, that they're facing. If you don't provide the appropriate kinds of accommodations so that you level the playing field, so the students aren't penalized as a result of their disability and they're allowed to demonstrate what they can do, you've got this untapped resource that now can really contribute to society, succeed at university, and do some wonderful things. If you don't have those services, and years ago there weren't those services at any of the universities, very few services, yeah, those students weren't getting here.
Marc Wilchesky is a champion for students. As one of Canada's foremost experts on supporting students who have learning, mental health, and physical disabilities, he has played a pivotal role in the success of literally thousands of York students. Beginning in 1985, as the coordinator of Canada's first post-secondary learning disability program, Marc is currently the Executive Director of Counselling and Disability Services, as well as a faculty member in the Psychology Department. His commitment, skills, and creativity in both student services and the classroom continue to help make York a university of opportunity, where all students can learn and achieve their goals.
Whatever success I've achieved is based on the people around me. We're very fortunate to have a fabulous group of staff in Counselling and Disability Services. I like to believe that I try and encourage people to be as successful as they can be, and I think working together as a team makes everybody more successful. And I was very fortunate to have a graduate supervisor by the name of Harold Minden, who actually was the person who hired me later to run that program for students with learning disabilities. He was fabulous. I mean, this guy was a real doer. He became the head of the counseling center at that time, hired me, and that really propelled me along this path. Students send an email or they call and they just say, I don't know if you realize how much your service helped. It's a great moment. The thing that I feel best about is that a number of years ago, I put forward a proposal for a transition program to prepare students with learning disabilities for university. It was the only one of its kind, maybe in North America, but certainly in Canada. That's helped a lot of students get better prepared to succeed at university. And what I feel best about is that now it's virtually every college and university in Ontario has some kind of transition programming like that. What we're trying to do is make sure that it's not just for students with learning disabilities, but for all students with disabilities. So this award, I mean, it's kind of humbling to say the least, because I really think it's a reflection of all the work that all the people in Counselling and Disability Services have done for all these years. And I happen to be heading it at the moment, but it wouldn't be anything without all those folks.